Hello everybody, Damon Shadowdrake here from Shadowdrake Creations, and today I want to walk you through Archive Creature Brewer, the first in a series of Archive native tools for building and exporting homebrew creatures. In this video, we're going to create a creature from scratch, save it as a blueprint, then export it into Foundry as a ready-to-use creature. Creature Brewer is built around an architecture of blueprints. And a blueprint is essentially the design file for your creature. It lets you build, save, edit, and refine the creature before exporting as an actor for actual gameplay. And this helps separate creature design from gameplay, which makes iteration of creatures and experimentation much easier. So let's start out by opening up and creating a new creature. You'll find the launcher in our Archive tab. It'll be listed under Brewers, Creature Brewer, and you're greeted with a welcome screen. You have two options, create and edit. Today we're going to create a new creature. And let's see, let's build a Shadow Wraith today. It's not a pure monster, it's more of a humanoid assassin type. Something that could operate as an elite agent or a guild agent, something of that nature. The first tab that you're greeted with is the Basics tab. This is where we're going to define everything about our creature's identity, its name, its image, size, creature type. And then at the bottom we have tags. Tags are optional, but they're going to be useful later for organizing your blueprints once you have, 30, 40, 50, 100 different blueprints made. So let's start out up at the top with a Shadow Wraith. You can see as I'm entering information and typing, our live preview on the right hand side is updating. You're going to find our image, Shadow Wraith. And we said that he's going to be medium, humanoid, and as a tag, we're just going to add assassin. Next, we have our Notes tab. Notes are, there are two different kinds of notes. The Creature Brewer separates public notes from GM notes. Public notes are the flavor text you might read aloud to your players when they encounter this creature. And GM notes are private notes meant only for the game master. Reminders, tactics, hidden lore, encounter tips, things of that nature. You might wonder why we added GM notes. Well, that's because later we're going to offer in our Discord and Patreon community a sharing feature where you can share your homebrew creatures, and you might have notes you want to pass on to other DMs. So for the public description, let's just say a dark creature cloaked in shadows and freezing air. And then for our GM notes, I'm not going to add much of anything in here right now. I'm just going to say these are your private notes, just so I can show them to you later. From there, we move on to the Stats tab. And this is where we're going to define all the core mechanical profile, his abilities, his defenses, movements, senses, languages, challenge ratings. And again, as you enter values such as the stat blocks, you'll notice that proficiencies on the other side update automatically. 15, 13, 12, and 10. As for challenge rating, we do not calculate challenge rating for you. I know there is math to do it, and it is a very highly contested subject of how to properly calculate challenge rating. We might add something for validation at a later point, but for the foreseeable future, challenge rating is whatever you set it. It is your monster. You decide what the CR is. The only thing that we add is how much experience points you get per challenge rating. So if you make it a CR5, there's 1,800 experience points. Armor class is just a text field. You give it whatever armor class you want. We're going to give this one 15 AC because he's wearing Leather armor. Hit points. There are a couple of different ways we can do hit points. We can just say he's got 60 hit points. Or we can add a formula such as 10d8 plus 20. And the previewer will automatically calculate the average out to 65. Movement. We have the standard movements. Walk, fly, swim, climb, burrow. He's going to have a 60 foot of movement speed. Just below that, we have a text field. If you have any homebrew or other movement types that you want to use, you can add them here, like shadow walk, 30 feet, something of that nature. And you just separate them by commas. You can add as many as you want. Skills are the same. It's just a text field. Perception plus 4. Stealth plus 6. Senses, we have blind sight. This one has 30 feet of blind sight and 120 feet of dark vision. We also have tremor sense, true sight, and then another text field for any kind of homebrew or other century objects that you want to use. Languages, resistance, immunities, condition immunities, vulnerabilities. There are entirely too many of these to list or add drop downs or pop-ups or things of that nature, and it would really clutter up the UI. So we left them as text fields. You add whatever you wish. So we say common here. Resistances, he's resistance to cold damage. He's immune to necrotic damage. Condition immunities. He can't be poisoned. Vulnerabilities, we're just going to leave blank. Now we're going to move over to the Actions tab. And this is where the creature's abilities come together. Here we can add traits, actions, bonus actions, reactions, legendary actions, and each one will appear immediately in the preview panel. This lets you build out the creature's combat behavior while seeing exactly how it will read at the table. We're going to skip over this for just a second and move straight to the Library tab, because we also support the SRD features. Instead of rewriting common features from scratch, you can search supported compendium sources and import them directly into your creature. And this can save a lot of time when building creatures that use familiar abilities like multi-attack or pack tactics. Here, we can select from the 2014 or the 2024 rule sets. I'm going to go with the 2014. I'm going to go back over to Actions. You can see here just above this search bar, the active rule set is the 2014 SRD. And I'm going to type in searching for multi-attack. We'll hit search. You see we get multi-attack, multiple heads. When you mouse over, you get a pop-up that gives you information about what the feature is. We can go ahead and add multi-attack. We're going to expand it. And we're going to edit it to make... we're going to say that he makes 2 poison dagger attacks in 1 action. We're going to go ahead and add an action. This is going to be our first bit of home brewing in here. And we're going to call it Poison Dagger. The type is an action. The mechanic is an attack roll. It is a weapon attack, melee. We're going to give him a +5 to hit, 1 target, reach is 5. Damage. When we get to damage, this is where we get to really bypass some of the hardships of Foundry. While you can add multiple damage types inside Foundry, it's quite difficult to do if you don't know where you actually do it at. It's actually like 3 windows deep when you're editing an item or a feature. So we're going to make this first one. We're going to do 1d6 plus 2 slashing damage. We're going to add a damage part, and we're going to make it 3d8 and poison damage. So that's for our poison dagger. And then to give our players a chance, we're going to add a savings throw. We're going to make it a DC 12 Constitution saving throw On a fail, be poisoned for 1 minute. On a success, take half poison damage. And you can see once again, it is updating my live preview. So we're happy with this. We're going to collapse that one, and we give him one more. We're going to call this Shadow Shift. We're going to make it a bonus action. For the mechanic, there's no roll to it. It's just a bonus action that he can do. And we're going to say, as a bonus action, the Shadow Wraith can shift from one shadow it is occupying to another, can see within 60 feet. Just a little bit of a bonus movement action. And now we've got our 3 features in there. Once you're happy with everything as far as your attacks and things of that nature, we can move over to the review page, the review tab. Before exporting, here on the review tab, we get validation messages. These checks compare your creature against Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition conventions. They are suggestions only and do not restrict homebrew design. They're meant to help you catch potential issues or oversights before playtesting. Basically, what that's saying is, if you left something blank, such as the name or the armor class, the hit points, anything of that nature, it'll give you a little warning in here going, hey, you left this blank, you might want to go look at it. Once your creature design is how you want it, or if you want to save it exactly as it is, you click Save Blueprint, and it will save a blueprint of your creature. So let's say I've had to walk away, and I come back later. I can go back over to my Creature Brewer. I can hit Edit, find my Shadow Wraith, and open it again, and we're exactly where we left off. It looks exactly the same. Nothing's changed. Now I can come in. I can edit things if I want. They wear black studded leather. There we go. We've added some more notes to it. Go back to our review. Save the blueprint again because we changed something. And then if we're ready, we're like, okay, this actor is ready. We export it to the Creature Compendium. We can open it and see that we've got all of our information in here. We've got the multi-attack. The Shadow Wraith makes 2 poison dagger attacks in 1 action. We've got our Shadow Shift as a bonus action. And we've got our poison dagger. Come over to our biography and we see we have our description and we have our GM notes. It put it in there twice. That's a very minor bug. I'll figure that one out before we go completely live. But let's say we're done. We're ready. We want to use it as an actor. It's in a compendium, so we'll import it. It's added to our actor sheet. We open it up. We've got it here, and our poison dagger rolls just like any other weapon. And you can see that we've got our slashing damage, plus our poison damage, plus our Constitution savings throw, and everything rolls exactly how it should. Under the hood, Creature Brewer was designed as a system-agnostic, modular blueprint and adapter architecture. Version 1.0 focuses on D&D 5e, but the system was specifically built with expansion in mind, meaning just by adding a new adapter, we can add other systems such as Pathfinder, Suede, Call of Cthulhu, DC 20. And the entire interface was also built with I-18N support making localization and translation much easier for the community. And that's it. That's the full workflow of Archive Creature Brewer. Build your creature, save it as a blueprint, refine it whenever you want, and export it into Foundry when it's ready for play. I hope you guys found this informative and helpful, and that you guys have as much fun building and creating creatures as I do. Have a great one, and may the dice ever be in your favor.